Hello everyone, my name is Kok Hao. This is my email. Although gravitational force is not a new topic, but I would like to share some of my new thought about gravitational force. So today I would like to talk about the myth of gravitational force. This is the picture showing the interaction between the Sun and the Earth. The Earth is pulled by the Sun with a force F, and the Earth is circulating around the Sun. So the Earth is self-rotating in one direction and the Earth equator always faces the Sun. So my questions are, why not the North or South Pole faces the Sun? And why not the Earth topper? Here is the hypothesis and theory. First, we assume that the Sun is positive charge with charge Q. The Earth consists of a mixture of conductor and dielectric. The positive charge of the Sun will induce a charge separation in the Earth, where the negative charge Q1 will be attracted nearer to the Sun, while the positive charge Q2 will be pushed further away from the Sun. For dielectric, the electric dipole will be orientated where the negative pole will be attracted by the Sun and the positive pole is pushed away by the Sun. Under the charge balance condition, the negative charge Q1 is pulled by the big Q of the Sun and the Q2 of the Earth, where F1 equals to F2. It is shown that the Q2, the positive charge of the Earth Q2, is only dependent on the big Q of the Sun, the distance d, and the distance r. For dielectric, the Q1 is equal to Q2. For conductor, the Q1 can be smaller than Q2, where Q2 minus Q1 is bigger than 0. Therefore, the net charge of the Earth can be slightly positive charge. Next, we look at the force balance condition. The positive charge of the Sun is pulling Q1 with force F1 and pushing Q2 with force F3. The force balance equation is F equals to minus F1 plus F3. We obtain this equation. D over R is always more than 0. Therefore, this term is always less than 1. The Earth consists of conductor and dielectric, so Q1 over Q2 is less than 1 and always more than this term. Therefore, the force F1 is always larger than F3. So the resultant force is the pulling force. The pulling force on Earth. So we have the negative charge Q1 on the left and a positive charge Q2 on the right. Due to the imbalance of charge distribution inside the Earth, an object near to the Earth's surface will experience a net electric forces and always be attracted. So far, we couldn't measure the net charge of the Earth because of the point of reference or the frame of reference, where we define the ground as 0 or neutral. It is similar like we define the atmospheric pressure as 0 Pascal using the gauge scale. The reading of atmospheric pressure is always 0 when we measure by using an open-ended manometer. Another example of the point of reference is the temperature of freezing point of water. When we use thermometer with degrees Celsius to measure the freezing point of water, the reading is always 0 degrees Celsius. This picture shows the interaction between the Sun and the Earth. The Sun is positive charge and pulling the Earth. Rotating charge of the Sun produces magnetic field. The magnetic moment of the Earth is aligned with the Sun magnetic field. Therefore, the Earth does not topple and the Earth equator faces the Sun. Okay, I have described that the Sun induces the charge separation inside the Earth. So now, we discuss how this charge separation influences our nature. The first phenomena is the Earth magnetic field. This is the magnetic field declination map. It shows that the Earth's magnetic field changes over time. Therefore, it must be generated by the movement or circulation of currents or charges. This is the map for magnetic field intensity. The magnetic field intensity is not evenly distributed. There are places with strong magnetic field, very strong magnetic field, or less strong magnetic field, or even weak magnetic field. It implies that the resultant magnetic field is the superposition of several current loops. This is the magnetic field inclination map. The magnetic field inclination is also not uniform. There are two distinguished depths of inclination at southern region. It implies that there are two major current loops at opposite position. So, what causes the magnetic field changes over time and not uniformly distributed? This picture shows the cut section inside the Earth. The circulation of fluid or convection occurs in the hot molten liquid layer due to the heat transfer from the core to the crust. In order to produce magnetic field, there are two methods. First is the permanent magnet. The characteristic of the permanent magnet is normally static magnetic field and will be demagnetized at high temperature. Therefore, the magnetic field of the Earth is not produced by permanent magnet. So the second method is current loop. For current loop, they must have movement of liquid. The liquid must contains charges, and it must be movement of net charges. This is another picture showing the cut section of the Earth. The convection occurs in all directions, but only two locations are concentrated with net charges. The net charges circulate as current loops and generate magnetic field. Two major current loops at opposite position. So the superposition of two major magnetic fields produce weak and strong magnetic field on the Earth's surface. And magnetic field is strongest in the core due to the constructive superposition of two major magnetic fields. For the Earth's magnetic field, we describe that due to the charge separation inside the Earth, the circulation of net charges are the current loops. The current loops produce magnetic field. The superimpose of several current loops causes the weak and strong magnetic field intensity on the Earth's surface. The second natural phenomena we would like to discuss is tide. This animation shows the ocean tide. The sea surface level at the same location changes from the highest to lowest and highest again, or vice versa at the period of 12 hours. So what actually causes the high and low seawater level? This is the sun, moon, and the earth. This is the top view of the earth, and the earth is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. The earth is pulled by the sun, and the moon is attracted by the earth. The charge separation inside the earth is induced by the sun. Water molecules are electric dipoles. They tend to be attracted and accumulated at regions with concentrated charges. The concentrated negative charges causes high tide during noon, and the concentrated positive charges causes high tide at midnight. There are two high tide and low tide in a day, and this arrangement produce the highest and lowest tide of the month. When the moon moves to a different position, it will influence the charge distribution inside the Earth. The high and low tide change position and occur at different times. When the moon at first quarter position, the charges inside the Earth become less concentrated and spread broader due to the attraction by the sun and the moon. Therefore, the sea water also spread broader. During this period, the high tide is at lowest level while the low tide is at highest level. When the moon moves to this position, the moon changes its polarity. The charges inside the Earth also change their position, and the high and low tides occur at different times. At full moon condition, the charge distribution is in line with the sun, where the high tide occurs at midnight and noontime, while the low tide occurs at morning and evening time. The moon at third quarter is quite similar to the moon at first quarter, where the charge concentration spread broader due to the interaction between the sun and the moon. The high and low tide occur at different times, and the high tide is at lowest level and the low tide is at highest level. This is how the charge separation inside the Earth influences the seawater level and causes the high tide and low tide of a day. Lightning and thunderstorm. This is the third natural phenomena I would like to talk about. I live in a tropical country, so this lightning and thunderstorm is very obvious to me. This animation shows the lightning flash density. The collected data shows that lightning always occurs during spring and summer, always occur in the afternoon and evening, and most of the cloud-to-ground lightning are negative lightning. Another collected data on a global map of lightning frequency. It summarized that about 70% of the lightning occurs in tropics, and most of the lightning occur on land. This is a conceptual model showing the electrical charge distribution inside deep cloud. This model is developed by an SSL and university scientists. The finding shows that negative charges always accumulated at top and positive charges at bottom. Come back to this familiar and consistent model. The sun imposes an electric field to the Earth and induces the charge separation inside the Earth. Cloud is formed during morning and noon. The positive and negative charges are induced and separated by the electric field. So the negative charges are at the top of the cloud and the positive charges at the bottom. During noontime, the electric field of the sun is perpendicular to the Earth's surface, where the electric field is strongest. The potential difference between the cloud and the Earth is lowest, and the accumulated charges capacity is the highest. When the cloud moves away in the afternoon or evening, the cloud moves from negative, less negative, towards positive side of the Earth. The potential difference between the cloud and the Earth increases. Hence, charges become unstable and tend to discharge in the form of lightning. Cloud to cloud and cloud to earth lightning happen, followed by thunderstorm. Lightning mostly occur on land because seawater consists of ions and electric dipoles, which are able to reduce the potential difference between cloud and earth. The fourth natural phenomena, snow. Snowflakes. Generally, there are two types, dendrite or plate. However, I couldn't find enough supporting information on this. It is anticipated that the formation is due to different polarity. Maybe one type is during daytime, the other one is during nighttime. Let's see what other phenomena that support this hypothesis. The expanding universe. It was observed that the universe is expanding in acceleration. It is because stars are positive charged. They repel each other and causing the expansion in acceleration. Another phenomena, black hole. To talk about black hole, we need another session. Here I just brief through some key points about black hole. Black hole is originated from a large star. A star emits energy by consuming its own mass, where mass is converted to energy. The mass of star keeps decreasing throughout its own life. When a massive star dies, it collapses and undergoes supernova explosion. During supernova explosion, most of its remaining mass will be blasted away, leaving the random core that is very positive charged. When the accumulated charge is more than a magic number, it forms a black hole with the event horizon. Here are some simple descriptions about black hole. Black hole is a very positive object. Due to its positive charge, it possesses strong magnetic field and the event horizon. Objects are pulled towards the black hole by a strong electric force. Objects that come near to the black hole will be torn apart. Negative charges will be attracted and emit radiation, while positive charges are expelled. It is anticipated that black hole ejects electrons and positrons as particle streams. In summary, the Earth is pulled by the Sun and does not topple due to the electric force and magnetic force. The Sun induces charge separation inside the Earth and may be slight positive. The separation of charge inside the Earth causes the Earth pulling force, magnetic field, the tide, lightning, and the snowflakes pattern. The expanding universe is due to the pushing force between stars, which are positive charged. The black hole is a very positive charged object which possesses strong magnetic field and event horizon. Thank you and hope you enjoy.